Hey, what is up, DCS Crew? It's Carlos back at it. Today it is Sunday, and guess what? We want to talk about a particular knife today that is going to be in the pocket. This is my pocket real estate video, and just as a bit of a disclaimer, this is how I ended up with this particular knife, okay? Yeah, this is one that I slept on, and it's from a company that makes U.S. knives, but they make their knives from China and stuff as well, and it's Kershaw knives. Now, Kershaw, if you are into, the knife game, it's a very common company. There's Kershaw, there's ZT, Kai, Shun, and it's the different companies that basically gather as one under Kai, if I'm not mistaken. So Kershaw is usually the budget line folding knives, and then it goes into ZT, and then there's Kai and Shun, which are the kitchen knives. When I first got into EDC, as I was graduating out of the MTechs and the shitty knives, they told me, hey guys, you gotta really check out, for budget stuff, you really can't go wrong with something like, a Kershaw. And I found stuff like this. I found the Cryo. There was a couple of things. The Skyline. I remember the Knockout that I got too. A couple things here and there, and from there, I graduated into other things, and I got into Spydercos, I got into Benchmains, I got into other companies, and then I started doing content creation for Daily Carry Solutions, and that brought me into a slew of other knives. But every now and then, they were coming out with new stuff, and I was just basically missing the boat because I didn't have the time to just keep up with everybody's catalog. And there was one knife that I missed, and I hated that I missed it, but I was always kind of curious about it, and it's this guy right here. This is the Kershaw Atmos, okay? Now, the Kershaw Atmos, and I want to tell you about how I actually got this guy. This guy was actually sold to me. I purchased it along with the Honey Badger that I had the video on not too long ago from Geared Toward Gear. He's another YouTuber, and he put a couple things up for sale, and I was like, oh shoot, okay, yeah, let me go ahead and pick it up. He gave me a good deal. I got it, and I don't know why when I see something that I like, I pass on it and I wait even when I have the money, because I'm an idiot like that sometimes. It is what it is. You ever do that? There's a very common thing like that whole FOMO, that fear of missing out in the EDC community, and I try not to get sucked into that, because then I see myself like, broke, but like with hundreds and hundreds of knives at my disposal and stuff like pens, like these retro 51s, and now I'm into Gillette razors and vintage stuff like that, and flashlights and gear and little Leathermans and all that. It's part of the EDC mantra. You just gotta catch them all, basically, like Pokemon. But the Kershaw Atmos, I was interested actually in his bigger brother, which is if I'm not mistaken, the 0460. Don't quote me on that one. I'm pretty sure that's the one that it is. And basically, it's the bigger version of this guy. Sports better steel, has titanium handles, that sort of thing. And it's a beautiful knife. And this is actually, the budget variant. It's slightly smaller, but and it's not a frame lock. It's a liner lock, as you can see here. But it's also a Dimitri Sinkevich design. Now, Dimitri Sinkevich is a guy that anything he touches basically turns to gold. Or platinum if you own one of his Spydercos. I mean, the Drunken and a couple of those other ones that are selling for a couple $100. I mean, get real, guys. Come on. But in any case, I mean, this is a great budget knife that I think, honestly, it could have been knife of the year for Kershaw. I mean, it runs on bearings. The jimping on the flipper is actually pretty aggressive, but it works really well because of the fact that the action works so well on bearings. You get something like this, and typically what Kershaw likes to do for the non-USA made, knives, they're going to make it in pretty decent materials, whatever, and then they'll put like 4CR14 as the blade. That's what they're doing now, and then they're trying to pawn it off for $35, and then for this one, I mean, they put 8CR13 MOV, your basic Chinese steel. The carbon fiber, laminate right here on the G10. They do have a nice liner on this side, which is basically to support the liner lock but it is a lightweight knife in the sense that it does not have, you know, full liners on both sides. It just has this one side, which is kind of nested into the G10 scale on the clip side so that it supports the liner that locks the knife once it's deployed. And the cool thing about it is that they actually made it black, so it really looks shrouded inside. I like the fact that they have the pivot screws, that they look a bit different from most knives, and they put the Kershaw deep carry pocket clip, you know, and it does actually go into the scale itself. But the problem is, as you can see, yeah, those are not flat flush screws. They actually stick out a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but you know, for the money that you were paying for it, it's not bad. You get a G10 backspacer. You get a little area here that's recessed for a lanyard. Okay, and it is tapped for right and left hand tip up carry, which, you know, most of the budget Kershaws are tapped for a tip up and tip down carry. So this is actually the knife itself. Let me go ahead and show it off here. This is the front, clip side, the back, show side, top, and bottom. All right, so this is what it looks like compared to some other knives here in my current stable. This is the CJRB Centros, Chinese made. Let's see some other Chinese made knives. We got the Terminus XR from SOG, another carbon fiber buddy right there. You have the Bestech Texel from Adam Purvis, another great designer. Ooh, come on, straighten you out, guys. All right, you already saw this Kershaw, so I figured I'd just go ahead and put it out there. This is the Shuffle 1. There is the CJRB Feldspar. This is the small one in that natural G10 or jade, like they like to call it. And then this is the Tangram Knives Vector. So as you can see, for like this size, it does really well, and it has quite a bit of competition. But the truth is, that's a great segment because you know, you can use this as kind of like a gentlemanly knife. You can take it to a steakhouse. It's got enough edge to be able to cut a nice steak, or do something at the office with. It seems a bit unassuming. It fits well in the pocket due to the deep carry clip. Although honestly, if you're gonna have a deep carry clip and you want to be unassuming, don't put the billboard right there that says Kershaw. Just make it a flat black clip, or get the one that has Kershaw kind of like etched into it. This is like the cheap painted on pocket clip with the Kershaw insignia on it that's gonna flake off after quite a bit of use, and that sucks because you have something like this and you want it to look nice, and it's kind of like when you buy Payless shoes, or is Payless even open anymore? Or you buy really cheap shoes and they look nice for about a week and then they start falling apart and then the sole comes off and all that other shit, and then what you have at the end is just a mess. It looks like just a hot mess that just makes your feet stink. I don't know if this is necessarily a hot mess that'll make your feet stink. It looks nice, but you would necessarily have a clip. You wouldn't necessarily have a clip that lasts for a long time. The good news is you can always call Kershaw and ask them to send you a replacement clip. I'm not sure if they are still offering the clips free of charge, but hey, you can go ahead and try. And they also have the sharpening services, which they do, I believe, for a small fee on their knives, and they do work really well. I did have a cryo that was sent to them after my mom tried to go ahead and use one of those pull-through sharpeners for a cryo that I lent her for some drywall work. Oh my God, I got that thing back and I wanted to cry. It was when that was one of my best knives, and I gave it to my mom thinking, oh, she's not gonna mess it up. Oh my God, she tore that thing up. It's like, when an Indian sees somebody throw out a little piece of trash and he just sheds one tear, and you see he is just ailing inside. He is hurt inside. That was me. That was me, man. That was me. So there it is, folks. This is the Kershaw Knives Atmos. Not a new knife by any means, but it's a great little knife, and it's a great recommendation for somebody who wants a nice office carry knife or a gentlemanly carry knife from the Kershaw line without having to break the bank. And yeah, it does, click a lot of the options that somebody that is looking for an office carry would be looking for. And that's why I went ahead and I picked it up. I think it was a really good acquisition. Thank you from Geared Toward Gear for providing this to me. And yeah, so there you have it, folks. If you have any questions about this particular knife or any of the variants, I think they make it in blue and green, and they might also make it in brown or a couple others. But just, you know, go ahead and comment below or hit me up on Instagram at Daily Carry Solutions. And remember, guys, whether it's something like this or even something American made like this Benchmade, no matter what, if you EDC, think of DCS, guys. I am putting this in my pocket and I'm getting the hell out of here because I got shit to do today. I got to get ready. This is going to be a long weekend. I want to take as much advantage as I can before shit gets worse and everybody gets on lockdown. Guys, stay healthy. Wear your mask. Do what you got to do. If you don't want to wear a mask, man, just stay at home. You know, just do what you got to do. Take your vitamins. I'll see you guys next time. But in the meantime, if you're stuck at home and you got that COVID-19, guys, I got a slew of videos. Watch them. Sub. Like them. Make sure my analytics go up. I could use your help. Take care, guys. Peace.